Can you hear me all right?
Yep,
All right,
everything
bet.
sounds good now.
We in this mug.
Yeah, so people can either trickle in as they do. Like I said, like just keeping it between you and I here for the first. I don't know if you should doing like 30 minutes or like 45 minutes or whatever the time feels right, and then just kind of open it up to whoever is in the room at the time.
Okay, bet. You know what I might do? Um,
Oh,
so you're able to get the thing downloaded, right?
yep, you got it.
Okay, bet. All right, so we live, man. So let's get it, man. So we got, I'm Joe Fit Johnson. We got Cornell in the building. We're gonna be talking about this Web3, NFT, and blockchain, and what that looks like in terms of the present, the future, and what kind of opportunities we plan to move forward to, man. So, um,
Yeah,
let's get into it, Cornell. So tell me a bit, man. I know you got the podcast Underrepresented. Um, Tell me a bit about, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on in terms of projects, and I know you got an event going on in Minneapolis.
yes, sir. Yeah, for sure, bro. So, yeah, actually, before we even dive into that, can we talk more about just how we connected initially?
Oh, I mean, initially,
Yeah, because
I
I
mean,
know
we
I
we go way back.
Yeah, back to NHCC, back in community college. He was in with the art class, with I forget the buddy's name. The short art teacher with the ponytail.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and it's dope, bro. Just like to see your progress between just was that back in like 2012 or 2013 or whatever the year was, and to
Mhm.
now, seeing what you've been up to and everything. And I think you kind of see the leaders, just the leaders in life are naturally going into Web3 spaces right now and starting to
Mhm.
build naturally. And that's why
Mhm.
when I saw that you were here and you're building, it's like I know that I'm doing the right thing because I see Joe's over here and like I really admire like your journey and like how where you are currently right now. So,
For sure,
but
for sure.
I see the family starting to trickle in here, y'all. So, you know, everybody, I'm Cornell Beard. This is the homie Joe Johnson here, and we're really just talking about Web3, blockchain technology. I'll be diving a little bit more into Meta Gallery and like what that event is here soon. And we're going to leave it closed right now, so we're not actually inviting anybody else to the stage right now, but we will open it up here shortly. So just
Mhm.
please be patient. If y'all have anything, feel free to shoot me a DM or whatever. We'll get that answer right away. But going back to Joe's question, um, yeah, I'm a designer. I'm a graphic designer by trade. Went to school for graphic design. Um, I work for a company right now where we do private label brand development and product design for Target, GameStop, Dillard's, Sam's Club, just a whole miscellaneous slew of just big retailers. And outside of that, we host a podcast called Underrepresented, where we amplify Black and Brown voices in creative communities. Whether you're a designer, a photographer, animator, illustrator, painter, we interview those and put those out into the world to hopefully, get back to the ears of someone that's aspiring to do something similar. And we've been doing that now for about 2 years now, and it's going pretty smoothly. We also host a lot of like dope community events pertaining to just Black excellence and marginalized communities and getting them really celebrated, especially in times of despair.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's kind of like my little background here. And then I
For sure.
venturing into Web3. Yeah, I found Web3 and I really found a home, bro. It's dope here.
For sure. For sure. And so, what's your plans? Like, what do you hope for, and what do you think Web3 is going to provide for for creatives, for what I'm saying, yeah, for creatives in general, and people. What
Yeah,
type of
so
opportunity?
I think to answer that question is more so thinking back about like what has happened in the past and why does Web3 exist? Because in a way, Web3, it's not. I mean, blockchain technology is very innovative, and that's a huge part of Web3.
Hmm.
However, blockchain technology has been around since like the 90s. It's a really old concept. So like venturing back to like Web 1 and thinking about what was that to the world, which essentially was just like a large archive of information, right? It's like one big Wikipedia page where you go to the internet, you find what you need, and like that's what it is. And then going into like Web 2, it's a little bit more interactive now where like you're now getting information and also giving information and connecting with people from, around the world in a sense.
Hmm.
But what happened within Web 2 is the monetization of people's data, where
Okay.
platforms like Facebook and all those like larger tier platforms realize that we have all this engagement through these platforms, all this data can actually be used and then sold to advertising companies to create a whole new revenue stream that we didn't even know could exist. And so
Mhm.
now, that proposes a problem where all the users within Web2 spaces are compromised with their data.
Mhm.
Thus, going into like this Web3 space now, it's like, as users, how can we move about in a safe manner and be creators still and put things out into this world, but be owners of our own content and not at the mercy of a platform like a Facebook or Instagram and
Mhm.
those algorithms and things like that. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, so Web3, what I feel that it can actually provide um, currently, as well as like future focus, is especially for people like yourself who, you're a model, you're an investor, you're, fitness enthusiast, you're an instructor, like you're all these different things. And you've been a great example of like a community builder. And now Web3 is like the thing that was made for you, where you can actually not to say control your community, but like be more immersed within your community naturally and have this more of a natural dynamic of transferring energy without having to worry about like, will they actually see this content that I'm posting on Instagram at 10 o'clock at night? Will I get the engagement for this post that I need to get? Or will they actually see this story and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no,
Mhm.
you bring it right to the audience because like they're here for you and you're here for them.
Mhm. Facts, bro. Facts, bro. You got a lot of game and information when it comes to this Web 2 and Web 3. I wasn't even hit, bro. Like you got this shit in the bag, bro. And what I want to ask you for, because it's gonna be a lot of like noobs and newcomers that are listening to this, because I'm recording this. I'm gonna post it on YouTube and things like that. So I want to ask you, like, what would you suggest for newcomers into the space? Like, how did you get this information? Where did you go about self educating? Like, who are some people that you listen to? And yeah, like, where are you getting your information from?
Yeah, bro. Like, honestly, and like it sucks to say, but it's just like a lot of nights of lost sleep where I just, you find something that's very, very interesting and you just, go down that rabbit hole of information, information, information. And then you just realize like there's so much value that's here. Um, so I guess to backtrack, it's like, you hear about the NFT space and what's going on here, and you think about, oh, like so and so bought this picture for X amount of money and they flipped it for $1 trillion. It's like, what's happening here? I should go learn about it. So I want to say like last summer, I kind of dove deeper into that, what's actually happening here, and I kind of prematurely started a project before like really learning about like what are the inner workings of Web3 and like what is the real value outside of like the monetary gain. And honestly, coming to spaces like this here and just like listening to people that are already doing well within the space kind of made me more interested in like, oh, like there's value here that's bigger than the monetary gain. When you're passionate about something and you're really building something from like an authentic place, the money will naturally come. And I think I didn't
Mhm.
realize that right away, but I realized that more than ever now.
For sure, for sure. So, are there any like specific, like, I know that you went down the rabbit hole of like learning and self educating, but are there any like suggestions, I guess, of people that you follow that you think provide good information for people to tap in and self educate?
Yeah, so if you were to ask me that like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 5 months ago, I'll give you a list of like three people.
Uh
As
huh.
of today, that list is like a good 3 dozen people. Like there's so
Okay.
many great people that I've connected with now, including people that are in this chat right now, from NFT Las Vegas down there, Nixon, the Havoc, homie Derek G down there. Like literally there's so many people right now that are really adding value. One person in particular, I will, give a shout out real quick. His name's Cecil. His handle is Cease Don't Cease, CEC Don't CEASE, and that he's cold with it, bro. Like he hosts a show every Tuesday and Thursday, just literally just giving alpha the entire time. It's like an hour long format. Then he opens it up for Q&A for 15 minutes afterwards, and then at the end of the week, he sends out like a newsletter to like his listeners and everything. And I just love what he's doing. And I guess even to like bring this full circle back to the value in like the Web3 space, it's like when you see someone like Cease doing what he's doing and he has an NFT collection available and you really see the value in him, it's like, I want to put my money here. I want to buy
Right.
his NFT collection because as long as he's doing what he's doing, he's really going to make it. And this investment that I'm buying into this NFT will naturally follow the same trajectory of like whatever his career is within Web3, you know?
Yeah, that's facts. And I'm gonna have to tap into all with all y'all that's in here. And I know we had a request earlier, but sounds like there's some really knowledgeable people in here. So we got to definitely come to these spaces and chop it up more often. Just because you know what I'm saying, the more brains that we can get, you know what I'm saying, collectively, you know, talking about this, the more we can spread it. You know, and I'm always looking to learn. As I'm pretty new, and all I do is watch, you know, YouTube and podcasts and things like that, because I'm just trying to learn as much as possible so that we can, you know what I'm saying, put our people on, you know what I'm saying, so that we can, you know, close this wealth gap, you know what I'm saying, and take advantage of these opportunities that's once in a lifetime. You feel me? Because a lot of people don't, especially in our culture, really don't understand the power that's really going on in front of our eyes, you know. So it's like, I'm definitely gonna follow all y'all that's in here. I definitely want to hear what some of y'all got to say, that you know what I'm saying, that he suggested. But yeah, bro, that's powerful. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing.
yeah, for sure. And like, everything that you just mentioned, that's also the value that the wealth gap that exists for, marginalized communities. It's like being in these spaces, you start to realize that we've been marginalized. We haven't had access to this information in the past. But fortunately, YouTube University has a lot of information, at least to start the conversation about where could this go. And I think, YouTube, podcasts, that information is actually more valuable within Web3 than any college in the world right now, just because the speed, the speed that Web3 is traveling right now, there's no college professor that can really create a curriculum that will stay current with what's happening right now. And so by being in these spaces and, reading these forums and reading white papers and reading through protocols and, reviewing projects and diving deep in Discord, and you like, that is so essential right now. And
Hmm.
it's the way that kind of like Web3 is rewarding its users is like by being early and trying new
Yeah.
things and really giving that feedback. And, I think it's even, maybe Nixon had said it at one point, but just there's a lot of rug projects right now, like where people, start something and then they don't finish it and people get salty because like they put their money into it. But that's like natural, bro. Like it's so new right now that things are being built and people don't really know where it's going. And I may
Right.
start something today with the intent to, change the world and realize at one point it's like, oh shit, like this is actually not the most efficient way to go about changing the world. And like, I may just drop this thing and move over to this way, not from the sake of like bad business practices, but because no one has really done it before.
Mm. Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying. How, what I want to ask you is like, because I do feel like the market is so flooded, and I know that we have somebody requesting. I don't know if you want to go ahead and let him come in and ask his question or say his message.
Yeah,
But
Robin, if you want to just give us like 10 minutes real quick and then I'll let you back up here, bro.
okay, bet. But what I want to ask, for all the newcomers, because all people is hearing is NFTs, NFTs. People are making money from NFTs, and what I'm saying, they don't understand the dangers of being rug pulled, and they don't even know what a rug pull is. Like, maybe can you explain what a rug pull is, and like what kind of things you look for in terms of what I mean, safely moving into NFT projects? Because people be out here kind of, I mean, not buying anything, but when they hear that it's quote unquote an easy come up and you can just flip these things, they're what I'm saying, they're kind of moving um, irresponsibly. So do you have any
Yeah,
suggestions in terms of like what you do in terms of researching a project or what you look for? Because I know like some people say like you want to, what I mean, know the dev, like the dev to have a, what I'm saying, identity, right? Kind of
yeah,
like why I invested in Kangaroo Heroes, because I know that I have a feeling that Prince Donnell, he's a hustler, bro. Like, and he's
yeah.
gonna take this, what I'm saying, to the long term. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you have any suggestions and things like that when people are going to look into a project? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think it's probably like the most commercial advice is simply invest into what you believe in. That was the first thing that I was told when I first got into investing. And that was back in, I think, 2011 when I was in the Army and I got like a brokerage account. And I was like, what do I even buy for stocks? And my leadership at the time was like, you know, buy what you use. You know, you like Nikes, bro. Like you like, you know, you have an iPhone. So the first two stocks I ever purchased was Nike and Apple, and
Right.
bought a couple shares of both of them, and didn't think about it, and didn't even actually revisit my account for like 2 years, and then went back to my account and I seen that my money almost like 4x or whatever, and I was like, that's crazy. And that's just from me
Yeah.
like knowing that these things are good things. So going back to your point that, you know, Prince Donnell, he's a hustler, you know, he's just in a way like the Black Gary Vee, you know, and
Literally.
it's like you know that his success is going to be inevitable, even if the project, you know, isn't moving like too crazy right now.
Right.
NFT is a new technology that isn't really widely adopted just yet. Everybody says we're early. We're 1% of the 1% that's, you know, in these spaces right now. And his reach, you know, via Instagram or YouTube or TikTok is very vast. And so when
Mhm.
all those others start to really catch up and realize like what's happening, the gold mine that you're sitting on because you invest into what you believe in is like the way to go. As for
Mhm.
projects that if you're trying to just like come around and like really flip things, I do have like a core, you know, list of things that I look at. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I was going to give the example of like the Fishy Fan project, but I know they're going through a lot of like FUD right now, so I'll just use a
Yeah.
different example. But just thinking about, okay, is the artwork dope? You know, that's obvious. Like, do I, or I guess even let's backtrack some more. If I'm going to buy into something, am I willing to put in money that I may lose all of it? You know, like, and that's just first thing. Like, whether I'm paying $1 for this or 1,000 or 10 G's, whatever it is, it's like, am I comfortable losing this money just in case, you know, things
Right.
go bad? Um,
Mhm.
and then I think once you get over that hurdle, it's like, okay, is the artwork fire? Do you actually like the artwork? If it's a no, then you probably should, you know, bounce out, you know? And then looking
Mhm.
at the community behind the project, there's two ways I think about NFTs. It's like either you invest into the artist or you invest in the community. And when you look at the artists, usually those are like smaller collections of, you know, a couple pieces or a couple dozen or a couple hundred, whatever it is. And it's like, is the artist really fired? Do I see them going long term in this space? And if those are like yes, and it's like, okay, I can see myself investing into this person, even if it goes to zero, because like I know they're going to really grind it out in the long run. And then the
Mhm.
other side of that is like looking at just the community part. So if it's not the artist and you're looking more at the community, is the community solid? Does the community actually have liquidity? Like, can the community actually support the project if, you know, we don't actually get people to actually come in from like other places? Um, is the community transparent? Are the people that are in charge, like whether they're the devs or the creators, the artists, the moderators, are they doxxed or are they, or when people say doxxed, it's like, is it your identity, you know,
Mhm.
shown for the project? So you're not like hiding behind just like a PFP and like a serial number for your username. So like,
Right.
are the people actually transparent there? And when you start to like check these boxes of like authenticity and artwork is great, you know, and prices seem, you know, okay. And what are the intentions of the project? Is it just to create cool artwork and put that into the world? Or are they trying to do something really crazy with it? You know, what's the roadmap like? The roadmap is just like a business plan, essentially. You know, after they make all this money, what are their intentions? Do they want to
Right.
build a metaverse? Do they want to like give out free merch? Do they want to just blow it all on blow? You know, so it's like all those things. It's like things you should take in consideration when you're actually trying to buy into a project, even if it's just to like flip within 10 minutes after your purchase. Because if you're skeptical about it, I mean, others are skeptical about it, you know? And don't
Mhm.
go around just drinking the Kool-Aid just because, you know, so and so said it on TikTok. It's like really do your own research after you get interested into something.
Facts. Facts. That was fire. Beautiful answer, bro. Beautiful answer for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, you wanna go ahead and let Robin
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
Yo, what's good, Robin? Actually, yeah, if anybody else wants to come up too, you're more than welcome to just request to come up. What's good,
All
Robin?
right,
Can you
cool.
hear us?
It says connecting on my end for him still.
Oh, all right.
Um,
It says he's a speaker already on
yeah,
my
but
side.
oh, word. Well, until he connects, man. Something else I want to talk about too, man. Is like, wait, did he disconnect?
Yeah, he probably
Okay,
got
man.
rugged,
He's
but he
not
probably come
back.
back.
I bet. Something else I want to talk about too. Well, even before we, well, fuck it. I want to talk about, you know what I mean, investing in the digital real estate. You know, that's something that I'm definitely interested in. Whether it be, you know what I'm saying, Sandbox, Decentraland, and making moves like that. Even as like, you know, I've thought about collectively. You know what I'm saying? Like, say all of us in here chip in something and buy some land. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that? And then I know that, you know, people have questions in terms of like, okay, what if they extend the space and like say Sandbox adds, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 more plots of land and things like that. Kind of like talk to me about what you think about the digital real estate space.
Yeah, so digital real estate is it's I don't know, it's just this weird thing that even just like the US dollar, you know, or I guess like any NFT, anything in this world pretty much is like this manufactured what do you call it, hype, you know, where it doesn't have a value until somebody assigns it
Right.
value. So when you create something like Decentraland or Sandbox and you have a limited amount of land, which in theory, and I'm literally recycling this from this metaverse event I went to the other night. And shout out to Rem 5 VR out here in St. Louis Park in Minnesota. They hosted this event called something around the metaverse, and they had a panel of speakers just talking about what's their ideology of like metaverse and things in the future. And someone asked a question about, you know, I'm a realtor in real life, and I want to, you know, look into like metaverse real estate. And one of the
Mm-hmm.
panelists had said, it's funny that a platform like Decentraland or Sandbox, you know, they create this manufactured hype when like you're now in an environment where you can build an infinite amount of land. So
Right.
why so why cap the land and like attach a price to it and like have it drive to the roof? It's like kind of weird, but it's understandable.
Yeah.
Like when you have someone like Snoop Dogg, he comes in this, you know, Sandbox and hosts a really dope event. So like that thing didn't have much value before, but now there's like assigned value because you can actually come here and like be entertained. And so now
Right.
it's like people start to flock to those environments. And I guess my thoughts on it right now is just there's not cross chain just yet for a lot of these like metaverse spaces. So
Explain that.
yeah, so let's say if you have a metaverse like Decentraland that's built on the Ethereum blockchain, so
Mm-hmm.
it's only compatible, you know, through the Ethereum blockchain. So if you're building something on Solana or you're building something on like another blockchain, they're not cross compatible as of right now. And
Right.
so let's say you wanted to leave Decentraland with an item, like let's say you're wearing a hat in Decentraland and you want to leave Decentraland and go into crypto voxels and put that same hat on. Like it's not that fluent right now, or yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that fluid. And so my constraint right now is like, are people solely going to continue to flock to like what is the new thing that Travis Scott is performing in today, and now like let's buy land here, you know? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
you can keep buying these plots of land in different metaverses, but 5 years from now, like who's to say there isn't like a multiverse where like everyone really is,
Right.
and Decentraland is dead or Crypto Voxels is dead. Where like, you know, today you can put in all this money into one of those things, but it's just, you know, who's to know what the longevity is?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm not like a pessimist when it comes into like Web3 or metaverse technology at all. I'm actually like a very much of an optimist, but more so just what is the longevity of things is like more so where I'm sitting at now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Facts.
And I guess like one thing I'll add to that is I think it's probably more valuable to work on your own metaverse in the space and like not have it on chain just yet, and more so just think about like what does this environment look like? What am I trying to do with this environment? And then maybe at a certain point, if I have the capital to like put this experience on chain somewhere through crypto voxels or Decentraland, and if the value is a lot greater, where like if I can put this here and have this audience come here and I can actually gain monetary or recoup the investment that I put here, like it
Mm-hmm.
makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. And not if you got the capital. When you got the capital, you
Yeah,
gonna
when you
have the
got
capital.
Language is important. Yo,
Language
actually,
is
low key.
important.
So we're if I could even just dive deeper, or not deeper, but just touch on Meta Gallery for a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we're hosting this event called Meta Gallery here in Minneapolis, and it spawned from, I guess, like our journey. I say ours in our platform, Underrepresented. Myself, Alvin, and Calvin, and just dabbling in like Web3 and NFTs and realizing what's happening in this world. And I want to say last summer I posted a poll on my Instagram, like, do you know what an NFT is? And like 90% said no, like 10% said yes. And then the second post I had was like, would you be interested in like learning more about NFTs? And like 9% said yes, and like 10% said no. Um, and it's like, okay. And I was like, the last post I had was, if we hosted an event about NFTs, would you attend? And like 100% like say yeah. And so with that information, and then going back to my experience over the last like 7 or 8 months or whatever, I was like, we got to actually take all these things that we've learned, all the people that we've connected with, and somehow develop an event that's educational, but also just like a vibe, like something that's people can come through, kick it, catch the good energy, experiencing
Mhm.
like some dope art whilst learning more about blockchain technology and more about NFTs, and
Mhm.
thus like the Meta Gallery was born. And the reason why I mentioned it during this conversation about metaverse spaces and real estate is because we're also currently building a metaverse that's not on chain right now, but through Rem5 VR. Shout out to the homie Amir over there. Him and his team are helping us build this actual space where we're actually going to host this meta gallery too. So the event will be in real life here in Minneapolis, but post event, anyone that wasn't able to attend in the physical can actually go experience it through this metaverse space where you can like
Jeez.
see all the art. You can rewatch the panel discussion. You won't be able to do like the AR and VR stuff that we have there, or have any other drinks and the good food and get the swag. However,
Jeez.
you can still like go through and get the alpha. So
Damn, that sounds fire. And when is that? What's the date on that? Date and time?
yeah, so it's February 24th. February 24th at 5 p.m. I believe. And registration opens publicly tomorrow. We've already sent out private invites over the last week, but we only have a cap for 50 attendees for the panel discussion portion and like the free NFT giveaway. But then it's like open up to the public after that to just come through and like just do some AR stuff, some VR stuff, see the artwork that's there, mingle, have some drinks, have some good food and stuff.
Jeez, bro, that sounds fire, bro. I may have to hop on that flight come this
Bro,
February. I'm
hey,
due for a trip
catch
back
you a
home.
flight. It's like I'm not even. I know like, I'm biased because like it's like our event, but literally within the last 3 weeks, my mindset about this whole thing has like changed, bro. It's like this is bigger than me, bro. Like this is bigger than our platform. The amount of people that I've connected with in the last 3 weeks that are really plugged into just different areas has created this perfect storm for this event, for the NFT wave, for like Web3 culture here in Minneapolis. And I'm so excited for the year of 2022, where like it will be a record breaking year, like financially, from influence, from just like all aspects.
Fuck yeah, bro. I'm so excited, bro. It sounds like a vibe, and I've never been in an experience like that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, most people haven't. So I definitely want to tap in and get that real world experience. And that's, I mean, shit. When y'all do, I mean, launch a NFT collection or whatever. I mean, y'all already hosting real world events. You already got real utility. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm
Um,
telling you, man, like it's really about to, yeah. And not to go too much into like actual NFT project that we're working on because like it still doesn't exist. It's all just like ideas and sketchbooks and just things like that. But we're really rooted right now in like building authentic community and really connecting with like really dope people that have good intentions within the NFT space that aren't coming through just to like make some bread and like leave. And
mhm.
that's where we currently are stuck. Not stuck as in like a bad place, but like stuck as in like we got to do this first. We can't just go out here and just throw some stuff up and just get some bread because it's deeper than the bread, you know?
Facts. Big facts, bro. Shifting the culture, bro. Putting the culture on, bro. And you know what I mean? Like you said, creating real community, real network, bro. And I'm definitely going, I'm saying, the people that I rock with, I'm gonna definitely connecting with you. You know what I'm saying? And we got to do this all together. Everybody that's in this mug, like we really all in this together in this new space. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that we build. That's the way that we build real empires. We can do like we were saying on the phone earlier. Like we can't do things alone and expect them to get us as far as what I'm saying and catch up to these big corporations and stuff like that. We got to put our minds and our bread together. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah,
to
bro.
really be whales out here. Shout out
Yeah,
to
like
corporate
African
whales too.
proverbs. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So it's like when you have the right people around you doing whatever you're trying to do, and it's a collective mindset to pursue that goal. You can take it so much further, bro. And that's why I think I talked to you on the phone about it earlier. Actually, not talking to Vegas about it earlier. That I first dropped this project, last year in the NFT space, and I was doing everything, bro. Like I'm doing all the artwork, I'm doing all the communication, all the marketing, all the brand development, all the rendering, and like all the music. I'm doing literally every part of it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's taxing. And it's like, yeah, you do it, then like my first sale came through, and it was like that's 700, or an ETH at the time it was 0.11, and I was like, yo, like that's raw. But it's like now I got to keep doing this for this entire project, and it'll be so much better, like for my peace of mind as well as like the actual influence and outreach if there was a team behind this project doing this thing. And really quick with that, so my first project was like this metaverse watch, which I'm still like building on. It's still just me
Oh
on
yeah,
that.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, so I did the first like crypto Lex, on chain, and then after I released my second one, there was another NFT collection called the Cryptalk that was a part of like the the Mark Cuban company or something somehow attached to Mark Cuban's NFT platform, and it was raw. They did like a collection of like 10,000 watches or something like that, and like I instantly saw like there's a team like there's a collective group of people right now that are pursuing this crypto to make it bigger than what I can make it right now, just because they have the resources and they have, the Discord, they have the moderators, they have the Twitter team, they have the designers, they have the renderers, they have the animators. So it's like when you have that perfect storm of like people with a shared vision, you can do so much more.
Mm-hmm. Facts, bro. And that's why we here, bro. And we gonna keep going up in these spaces. We definitely got to.
Yeah. Oh, I see Robin came back. Let me
Yeah,
let him up
Robin.
real quick.
I've been waiting for him to pop back up on the request. I knew he was coming.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, anybody else down there too, y'all more welcome to pop up too.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yo,
Yo, what's good, Robin?
Loving the discussion so far. A lot of knowledge is being dropped for people out there.
Yeah, for sure. And then just really quick before we dive deeper into things, Joe, so if we get to a place where you want to just close the space out, and then if you want to reopen it to have a discussion, because I know you wanted to put this one on YouTube, and I
mm,
think that it might start to get a little hectic as we allow more people to come up on stage and maybe go a little
mm-hmm,
further than what we actually initially discussed.
mm-hmm. I'll be able to chop. I'll be able to chop it up. Or you're saying what? To like leave and open up another room? Because I'm also
Uh,
recording it on my mic and such as well.
oh, bet. Never mind. Yeah, we can just cut it out later.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Robin.
No, I was just hopping in, so like I kept getting rugged, and then someone had messaged me saying that you guys wanted to talk to me. So
What? No, so
never.
this
Oh,
is this the homie Joe right here, and
what
we've
up,
been talking
bro?
back and forth for
What up? What up?
a few months now. I guess it's about NFTs in general, and a few projects that we've connected on. And he hosts a podcast, and he has so much just dope shit going on. You probably already looked at his Twitter account. You probably don't see, I guess, like too much insight on like what he's been up to. But if you slide over to his Instagram, I think it's at joefitjohnson.eth. And yeah, like he's really out here doing some crazy shit, and I love that he's in the Web3 space. He's into investing. He's in the crypto space, um, and I'm waiting for people like him to come through, drop a project, because I know when 10 years from now, like that's gonna be the real gold in this world.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of those things where like, just to give you some of my background, Joe. I studied the space for months before I hopped in, and I've been in for about 5 weeks. Um, and it's very new, and I have a background in like business. I have an MBA and a BA, and then I have my background's in sales and tech and finance. So it's really interesting because this space brings together like so many different aspects, the crypto and all of business aspects of marketing and advertising and things of that nature, and it's really going to shake things up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only been in it for about 5, maybe 6 weeks, and have been loving it so far.
Mm-hmm. Fire. Fire.
Yeah. And just like hitting it really hard. Like, I actually am working on projects because I have a buddy who's a designer, and he's like into crypto and chains and stuff, but he could do all the design stuff such as like 2D, 3D, VR, AR. So I'm excited for what the future holds for everyone, because one, there's a lot of money to be made, but
Mm-hmm.
two, it's a great place for people to start putting out their art, you know.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, I would love to just, I guess, briefly touch on like what we're working on, even though it's like within the sketch phase right now, and kind of like throwing ideas at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that for you, and I'm just gonna say this, like, and this is for everyone in the space. If you have ideas, you know, um, it's good to get people's opinions, but you gotta be careful with who you talk to sometimes, because not everyone's nice, and not everyone, I'm like, for instance, like, I started talking about some things, not that I'm working on personally, but just some ideas in a space with some people who have been in it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they like tried to stop me from talking, and they're like, yo, like, be careful, because people may just like hear your idea and automatically jump on it because they have the resources and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I told them, I'm like, listen, like, what I'm putting out there, like, someone could have it, it's just an idea, but it, you know, I had always like felt that that was a possibility, but it just confirmed that it happens, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that there's horror stories out there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and like I know there is, and like that was my mindset when going into like the lab, the project I was working on for the crypto legs. Is like I was being really, just secretive about it, leading up to it. Because I didn't want somebody to like take my idea and execute it better than I could. But what I realized is that LeBron James could have given you his entire like blueprint to be LeBron James, but the likeness of somebody actually following through to become LeBron James is very unlikely. And so, like, when
Mm-hmm.
I talk about, I guess, when I wanted to share projects right now that we're working on, this is like, I mean, I wish somebody would come and take the idea and execute it and do it, flawlessly. It's just that, humans really don't have the capacity sometimes to do things that are bigger than themselves. And then, so I guess I'll just like dive deeper into like the project that we're working on. I had tweeted out back in December about manifesting a physical location for underrepresented here in Minneapolis, and that's something that we've always been like working toward. But as of right now, the platform doesn't actually have steady income because it's a podcasting platform that hosts events rooted within culture. So it's like there's not a revenue thing just yet. However, it's like people are constantly trying to, hey, do you take sponsorships? Hey, do you do these? Blah blah blah. But it's like sponsorships and money like that always comes to something on the back end, which is like, can you say our name 10 times during the episode, or can you post this for us, whatever. And my goal for the majority of stuff is like, I don't ever want to be at the mercy of somebody else, especially for like our own platform. And so within the NFT space and seeing like how people have been able to, I guess, do crowdfunding through NFT projects, and also the popularity amongst this, or the buzzword of like DAO right now, we started to like bring these ideas together of like, is there a way that we can create a project that will do what our intentions are, which is celebrating or amplifying voices from like marginalized communities and giving them opportunities. Do an NFT project, have a physical location, and somehow like have it all work together in a way. So, for example, creating a DAO that you have to purchase this NFT to actually get into the DAO. A DAO essentially is just decentralized autonomous organization, or in like layman's terms, it's like an organization that runs itself um, in like a democratized way that the community has control over what happens. So there's like the voting mechanism, whatever. So going back to starting a DAO that you'd have to purchase the underrepresented NFT. It's not the name, just it's on behalf of that platform as of right now. And when you have access to this DAO, you are now funding the visions of creatives, not necessarily even from Minneapolis, but just creatives from marginalized communities that have put into this DAO. So let's say, for example, let's use the homie Derek as an example. Derek is now a part of this DAO, and Derek is the best rapper in the Twin Cities, and everybody knows it. That Derek got bars, and he got the gold kangaroo, and he's just that guy. And so he comes into the DAO and is like, "Yo, I'm working on a mixtape, and I need to get studio time, and this is like the budget I want to request for." And as a DAO, we see Derek's proposal, and the whole community has to say so, like, yes, Derek should receive these funds, or no, Derek should receive these funds. And then the DAO will make that decision whether or not he should be approved of that. And if he does, then like now Derek is, given that bag to go do these things. Or if, we see it that Derek is like this, he's really that guy, we would literally delegate the resources to actually make him become who he wants to be, with my skill set as a designer or a content strategist, or Alvin or whoever is a part of the team at the time. And so giving that access to that community that's a part of it. And so that's kind of like high level idea as of right now. There's no artwork that's involved with it. It's not a 10K PFP project. It's not some like access token. It's not anything just yet. Like I said before, we're still rooted within like the actual community building aspect.
Yeah, no, that sounds fire. You just broke down the DAO so great, bro. For a lot of people, I know that's something that is kind of a lot of people are kind of confused on, and how is that used. You know what I'm saying? There not being a one CEO or a one chairman, but the community having parts in how things are. Voted upon or moving. But I think that's something that's super unique. So you're thinking about having that done through your underrepresented company, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fire.
yeah. So I guess let's touch briefly on DAOs one more time. There's two DAOs that I've heard of. One DAO that I'm a part of that's really the one DAO that I'm a part of is called Salone. You can look it up. It's at Salone. I think that's the handle too. Or the website's Salone.finance, SOLON.finance. They're like really raw with it. And so the way that one works is like if you buy this NFT, like you are now access to their DAO. And as a part of their DAO, the DAO has assets. Within that asset pool, there's a Bored Ape, there's a Doodle, there's 4 strong nodes, and a collective of like other NFTs. Yeah, I appreciate you putting it up, Robin. And so with that, it's like now the community has access to all those things, right? And the goal is like as these things are always growing in value. And I mean, this is even like just like the surface level of the DAO. There's so much more like really dope DeFi shit that exists within there. But like, let's say the Bored Ape, value continues to grow into whatever, and at a certain level, like somebody proposes like we should sell this here and like distribute that funding from that sell to something else or the community members or blah blah blah. And if that proposal goes through and like it's voted like yes, and like that actually will be distributed that way,
Mm-hmm.
and then like they have I don't know, it's deep, but that's like one DAO that I'm a part of that I think is really fire and it's gonna do great in the long run. One that I heard of recently is called the Lao DAO. That I actually haven't had a chance to look into it just yet, but it's a kind of a small DAO, and the initial buy-in was 32 ETH or 320 ETH. I can't remember like what the actual number was, but essentially it's like some like true degen shit where it's like you got to put a lot of money in here, but actually you come in here, you're gonna actually take some risky plays that can really change your life like big time, big time. And I want to look more into that. If y'all are listening, like you should look more into Loud DAO, because I think that is a great example of like a tightly knit community that really invested into like doing some great things and are currently out there doing some really great things.
So it's kind of acting as kind of like a hedge fund in a way.
Yeah, well, yeah, in that case, yeah, but like you can make a DAO for anything pretty much that just
And then to get into the DAO, you buy one of their NFTs. So you would buy a Salone DeFi NFT, and then that would get you access into the DAO.
yeah, and then they're releasing tokens July 1st, and you can buy in tokens too to actually gain access to the DAO as well. And
Interesting.
going back to the NFT thing is like if you have their NFT for the Salone DAO, you actually get assigned tokens if you purchase that NFT before July 1st. So as of right now, the NFT that I have through Salone, like I'm allotted 1,500 tokens from the Salone DAO when they actually release their tokens. And
Fire.
who knows, like if that's going to be worth $1 per token, or if that's worth $100 per token, or $1,000. It doesn't. We don't know yet. But yeah, so it'll kind of work itself out. But I'm not gonna like get those tokens and sell right away because I'm really bullish on the actual platform and the DAO in itself, and I think that's going to be a part of like my financial freedom story in the long run.
Fire. I'm gonna definitely have to tap in, bro. That's something I'm definitely not familiar with.
Yeah, join the board, bro.
Shared. Yeah, bro. You just put me on. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the homie Court Ready put me on. Yeah, bro. Actually, yeah. Shout out to Court too. Court, she's fire.
Is she in here?
She's not in here. Her handle is Court Ready, COURT READY. She's cold with it, just from like DeFi standpoint and NFTs, and just is always preaching like financial freedom and how to like earn passive income through crypto. Just all these places I keep running into people in different spaces has really started to like mold me and like what is my crypto journey, what is my NFT journey. And I just, like I said before, when we first started here, it's like, I love it here, bro. Like, I don't want to leave.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. You're inspiring me, bro.
Yeah, and we eating, bro.
Hey, quick question.
What's up?
So, Joe, you do YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff? You got a following?
Yeah, it's a decent following. I'm working on the YouTube portion. My Instagram used to be better, but we decent out here.
I got something that'll drive traffic to you that could help a lot of people.
Okay.
What is it? It's this tax thing. So like there's a lot of people out there that are like independent contractors, 1099. And like if you guys got 1099, this is very important. So for 2021 and for 2020, there's a self-employment sick leave credit. And it's done twice. It's 6 months and 6 months. And it's something to look into because you get up to $44,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I'll say this, okay? Like you hear that and you're like, what? And I've seen it going around in like different spheres of social media, but you have to know what you're talking about and what you're doing in order to explain it to people. And what it is let's just say hypothetically, you were sick because 2020, 2021, a lot of people are getting sick.
Right.
So you're able to claim 22 days every 6 months. And we know that like COVID was lasting long and stuff like that. And the paperwork, it's a form. And I know what the form is and stuff like that if you'd like to look into it. And if anyone else needs information, feel free to message me. I can't pin it because I'd have to make a tweet of it and then pin it. But it's one of those things that could help a lot of people out. They don't know that they necessarily qualify for it. And the great part about it is that let's say you worked like a 1099, in 2020, you can file what's called an amended tax return. Now that tax return is done what's called like paper, which means it has to be sent by mail to the IRS, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks to process. But if you file an amended return and you're owed more of a refund, you receive that money. And what I'm talking about can be used for 2020 and 2021.
Jeez. Do you do like like accounting or like tax services or something like that? Like how do
Yeah,
you?
so like I said, like I have like this business background, finance and stuff like that. And so like in order to do taxes for like professionally or anything like that, you have to have what's called a PTIN.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that from the IRS. Now anyone can get a PTIN, you just have to apply for it and fill some stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, every tax year you have to do your learning hours. So like there's X amount of hours that you have to take classes that are available through the IRS website for tax professionals. And if you don't do those, your number isn't valid. So if it's on a tax return, there's
Right.
issues,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then all of the places that, you see where, you pay to get taxes done, they all have their own learning, continuing education that they have as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things that could really help people out. And if you throw it out there like, hey, listen, I know about this thing, you'll have more interaction. Another thing that people don't know is if your income in 2021 is lower than your income in 2020, you qualify for a $2,400 refundable credit, which a refundable credit means that you receive that in monies. So, like, for instance, if you go to irs.gov, it'll give you like a list of free tax preparation services.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it through there and I got like $978. I went to Jackson Hewitt by me where I used to work, and it came out to like $2,000, almost $2,000 because of that credit. And the free wasn't calculating that credit because a free program isn't optimized or have all the stuff that one that is used for a business like Jackson Hewitt or HR Block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those systems are optimized to find you the best possible refund because a lot of them, like, I can't speak for HR Block because I never worked there, but for Jackson Hewitt, if like let's say you were to get your taxes done somewhere else and you would have gotten a higher refund, we'll give you the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm gonna definitely have to chop it up with you amongst the business and the tax stuff because I own my own business myself, bro, and taxes is something that stresses me out. That's one of the reasons why I got Kangaroo Heroes as well because I need that financial
Well,
tax game for real.
this is the thing about taxes, man. Like, there's a lot of people that are out there that are scared about stuff, but it's just because they don't know,
Right.
and the unknown's always scary. So it's important, to find someone that you have a good rapport with and that, has everything in line.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Like, you could take business taxes to a Jackson Hewitt per se, but you got to think about, like, what kind of business do you have? How is it set up and things of that nature? So,
Facts, bro.
but yeah, I can't wait to talk to you. Looking
Yeah, bro.
forward
I'm
to
gonna
it.
reach out so I can get more information on that and help some people out. Cause yeah, no, people are definitely always looking for ways to save, way to um, get some extra paper in their pocket, and especially myself as well. Like I'm gonna definitely have to reach out and we can have a conversation on it.
For sure.
Dope. Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, what's
Anybody
good,
else
Derek?
wanted to?
Yo,
Oh, there we go.
what up? Say what up to my fellow Rue? What's going on, Joe?
What up? What up? You got
Yo,
that? You got that Midas,
Got
my
that
man.
gold joint,
Jeez.
right?
Yeah.
yeah. But I was gonna ask you, bro. You don't use jumping jacks?
I mean, I need to. I gotta set up an appointment via the app. Have you used it already?
Yeah, I used it last year, bro. Solid. I actually worked with Donnell's mom, and like it was pretty cool, bro. And honestly, like they really like take you down the whole path, and you can do tax planning. But since you're a holder, bro, you get 30% off all their services. So whatever you want to do is tax planning as far as like business, and if you want to get into your personals, they can do it all for you. But the nice thing is because we're rule holders, we get 30% off. So
You
that's
get thirty
huge.
percent off the life insurance too.
Off of the I think they have like a service fee. Every company that you go through, anytime you get any kind of service, they have their service fee. Any type of service you get through them with their company is 30%.
That's dope.
No, I gotta take advantage. That's why I'm like literally, I'm about to book a call. I literally downloaded the app. I had an appointment set, but then I had to reschedule. But I'm gonna pick somebody and I'm gonna have a conversation because it looks like you can just pick one of their like financial people to meet with. So I'm gonna pick somebody and I'm gonna move forward and take advantage for sure because I need to get right.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. You just pay the $200 up front just to get it going. They do it like a video virtual conference at first, just to kind of scope out what you need. Get a general SOW of what you need, and then you drop that 200. You upload your files that you have, and they get you right, bro. Honestly, I had a good experience. So
Yeah. So when you drop your files, like what do they? I mean, I guess they do anything that you need them to do as far as like bookkeeping. I know I need to go through and like bookkeep all my stuff, and
yeah,
get all organized. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely
yeah,
get right and invest in that, especially
yeah. I
because I
would
got.
definitely go through your expenses and your and every write off that you have, and they can talk to you about tax planning and stuff like that. That I didn't get into it with because I didn't have a business to report last year, but they did talk to me about like. I did some DoorDash and some Instacart, on the side hustle tip just to make a couple $100 here and there. You know how it goes, but they talk about that and like how to plan for that tax, and stuff like that. So it's pretty dope, bro.
Yeah, definitely worth it. And hopefully I'll see you at the convention or the meetup in Philly.
Yeah, I'm going to the one in Philly for sure. I wish I could go to the one in Houston that's happening, but it's too short of a notice for me being all the way. I'm up in Minnesota, bro, so that's
Okay.
a little hike for me. Kind of quick turnaround.
Right. Yeah. I'm in LA. I'm not gonna make it out there either. I gotta. I mean, maybe I should, but I gotta get right out here.
That's
Got some
what's up,
business.
man. I lived in LA for 4 years, man. I got a lot of connects. We'll have to link up, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna follow you so that we can connect on here.
Yeah, Derek's in Minnesota, by the way, too.
I know you just said that. That's lit. What part are you in? Same area? It's like
I'm
maybe
in the
like
St. Paul area, so like the Twin Cities. Yep.
dope, dope. All right, fire, y'all. Anybody else wanted to come up and chop it up? I'm
Ash,
probably about to head out
I
here
do want
soon.
to thank you guys for having this space real quick, before we end or anything like that. I know Cornell's been working on this for a while. He's always got something going on. And, it's funny. I actually, when I first came back to Minnesota, he's like one of the first people I linked with, like on a business tip, like random as hell, last minute shit, but it was, all good vibes. And, I just want to say, he's a solid person, man. And he's leading the way with this integration to this technical world that I feel like a lot of people are in the blind about. And, so I think it's so important for our generation and our people, it's
Facts.
solid. So
yeah, bro, it's
shout out
Big
real.
to my
fact.
boy Cornell.
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, and same thing I said to Joe earlier. Just the people that are leaders in real life are leading in this space right now. So when I, connect with Derek, in this space, when I connect with Jeremy in these spaces, it's like I love seeing these people doing the thing right now. Because fast forward to next year, and, when people's breaded up, and Joe pull up in that 911 or
Jeez.
that it's like you
Yes, sir.
see who's playing the right cards at the time.
Big facts, bro. People don't understand, bro. We doing this now for the future. Early adopters is gonna win in the end, bro. And people always say they don't got time to educate themselves. They don't got time to study. They don't got time, and and things like that. But it's really like we do got the time. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're driving, I'll be listening to YouTube podcasts. I'm doing dishes. I'm listening. I'm just trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a one in a lifetime type opportunity. The internet has just been what I mean revealed. So it's like, what are you gonna do with this? And we got all the information we need at our fingertips. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? We got all the information we need at our fingertips, and it's like a lot of us, most of us, take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all these distractions, easily distracted on our phones with the Instagram, with the TikTok. Like it's very very easy. So it's like we gotta be conscious of what we want in this lifetime and this time that we have right now. So it's like yeah, I'm investing heavy into crypto. Like whether it sinks or it drops or it goes up, like I'm in it for the long term. I don't. It's not going nowhere.
yeah.
It's like they've made it obvious at this point. I see the Staples Center. I'll be driving past the Staples Center. That mug say crypto.com. I'm like, jeez, let me
I'm about
go
to
buy
buy me
some
some
more
Chrome.
CML. Every
That's
time.
facts. Yeah, and it's like it's one last thing I'll just add to it. something that I learned, or not learned, but I've already understood it, but they just put it into like a really good way to say it. That metaverse event I went to the other day, one of the people had mentioned like, what can we be doing right now? And one of the gentlemen said, if you don't have the money, like you don't have the capacity to get into NFTs or to buy land and blah blah blah, what you should be doing right now more than anything is like educating yourself and building community and learning the technology, because in a way like that's actually the most valuable thing you can do right now, because
Mhm.
when the people catch up, they're going to be throwing dollars to the people that are already hip, That's why
Yep.
Nike comes in and buys Artifact instead of like creating a Nike, metaverse play, because it's
Yeah.
like they're already established. Why do we want to go in and do what they're already doing when we can just pay the people that are actually authentically doing it? So
Yep.
by you being here, by Derek being here, Vegas being here, Havoc, whoever like is listening, y'all are here doing this shit right now. So when it comes time to, I don't know, whatever the company may be or whatever the person with influence may be, even I imagine like Donnell, they probably cash somebody out to help them do this project, And
Definitely.
like that's what I'm saying, like being early and having the education is so much more valuable than having all the money right now in the space.
For sure, because all these businesses are going to be looking to adapt and adopt, and they're going to need, what I'm saying, crypto counselors or somebody to help them adapt into the space. You know what I'm saying? Even like what I'm saying, crypto agencies to help. You know what I'm saying, whether it be an influencer, whether it be a business. You know what I mean, start their project. You know what I'm saying. Maybe they don't want to do everything. They want to be able to hire somebody, an agency to do it, or hire somebody that's already in the space, like you said. So that's a play in itself. That's definitely, and that's why another reason why I'm kind of trying to create, not trying, why I am creating a name in this crypto space, and I think that's a power move for everybody in terms of getting in this space early, educating yourself, and then letting people know that you're educating yourself and sharing the knowledge that you have, so that people see the value in you, and yeah, you just never know where that will go.
Yeah, bro, I love what you're doing. I appreciate you taking the time to, just have this conversation with me tonight.
Yeah, it was
And
great, bro.
yeah, it's been real,
Thanks for
y'all.
having me. My first space. We finna do this a lot more often. We're gonna have to just start coming on here and just chopping shit, and coming together collectively for sure.
Bro,
Definitely.
spaces be
We
going
out
up.
here most nights, man. We're out most nights. We're in here, so you see us on here. Just join in, bro.
Oh,
Once your
definitely.
friends,
I know
yeah.
you.
Once your friends are with us, you'll see the rooms open. So
I,
Okay.
I know you. You out there in LA, and I'm not sure what y'all Friday nights be like, but I'm a daddy, and my DeFi daddy Friday nights is spent hosting. With Las Vegas here and the homie Real Girl. We host like a freestyle Friday where like Real Girl, she's a producer, she's a rap artist, and like she just be playing beats. Other producers come through and like share their beats, and people really just pull up and just freestyle, bro. And
Oh shit.
yeah, like
Okay.
it's actually raw. Like sometimes it's like 20 people, sometimes it's like 60 people. It's like you don't really know like when it's gonna go up, but like it starts busting after a while. But going back to the community aspect, like I think that's very crucial that we continue to do things like that, where it's not about making money. It's not about NFT alpha. It's not about, what's the next big flip or whatever. But it's just like connecting with people on some like real cultural shit.
Facts, bro. It's lit. Thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for community. Y'all welcoming me. We in this bitch. We finna get
Facts.
turned. And yeah, let's keep it going, y'all. It
let's
was
get it.
nice meeting y'all. Definitely, hit me with a follow. I'll hit y'all back with the follow so that we can all stay connected. Join my Discord. I would love to have y'all on my Discord. Because in my Discord, I didn't really say much about like what I do. I'm
Yeah,
into
talk about
fitness,
it, bro.
bro. I help people transform, mentally, physically, spiritually, and just, you know what I mean. We just focus on self and betterment, So I have a online fitness academy. So in my Discord, there's a section for crypto, financial literacy, fitness. You know what I'm saying? We're checking in. We're posting workouts. We're posting nutrition. I'm posting meal plans in there, snack guides, all kind of just different stuff. So yeah, if you're about that self development, if you're about getting better in any of those ways, I'm posting videos. And if you got questions regarding fitness or nutrition or what to eat or how can you build muscle or how can meditation or different things like that, like tap in. And then a lot of y'all are knowledgeable in the crypto space, so it's like people in there are new into the crypto space. So if y'all can come and help answer questions, or give some advice or whatever it may be, just feel free to pull up. I'll send y'all the links if y'all interested.
For sure. I saw that Milo came through, or Milo came through. If you have one last thing you want to say before we close it down.
Yeah, before I close it, man, I just want to come show hella love, man. Everything y'all talked about this entire space, that's, it's perfect. Y'all broke it down the way it needed to be said, and, nothing was too technical, but y'all talked about everything that needed to be said, and I'm glad you're recording this, and, it's a great first space. I'm glad y'all are putting this on YouTube, man, and putting this on for the podcast and all that, because there's not a lot of people. There's mad amounts of communities and spaces, but no one's recording it, and this is history, and this is crazy time to be witnessing and be a part of, and not a lot of people are really taking that into account. They're just everybody's talking about it in the long run, like everybody's like, yo, let me throw down on this for the long run, but like they don't realize that like we're creating the world that we're about to see and shit, and it's not really just about the money, exactly how y'all said earlier. It's about the community and all that shit, and exactly how you're saying, man, it's about bettering yourself for sure. So we got to put people on this shit, because a lot of people won't do it themselves, so it's cool to see other people that resonate and are about the same stuff as you. Exactly what you're saying right now, though, I just got to say that resonates hella. This is exactly my mentality and my mind state right now. It's just networking and finding the right people for sure right now.
Facts.
Hell yeah. We're making history, bro. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be on YouTube, podcast, and all that. Thanks for pulling up, showing love, staying tuned, giving those hundreds and hearts and stuff like that. I was, that shit means a lot when you see those popping up. I didn't even know how to do that until
Right.
now. I'm like,
No,
let me throw a few up.
I've
Hey,
been
yo,
doing
bro,
that shit a
low
lot,
key.
and that's what people are saying. They're just like, man, fucking Milo's down there going off in them shits, and nothing's not even funny.
Do
But
that shit,
it's just to let you know, like,
that,
I'm
we
not
need
just staring
that.
at my screen. I'm paying attention, bro. I'm tuned in with y'all.
It's
Facts.
funny, low key. I be on Zoom calls now on my phone, and when like people are talking and it's like something I resonate with, I like try to like find the emoji to use, and like that shit don't exist,
Facts. I'm
Yeah,
glad
they
we did
need
this
some
on.
more. They look, you need a little text chat too.
All right, I
Yeah,
know
I'm sure it's coming.
this is the real last thing, and just for the thinking of like metaverse. This space that we're in right now, this Twitter space, this is a metaverse, and so people
Facts.
think high level metaverse is like some virtual environment doing some crazy shit or whatever. But a metaverse at its very core is how Buddy said. He said technology that enables human interaction, and that essentially could be a radio from 100 years ago. So that's my parting words. Metaverse is not
Yeah.
too complicated.
Yeah. We in that motherfucker every day already, bro.
Facts.
Big facts. All right, y'all. Have a
Oh
blessed.
yeah.
Y'all get some good sleep. That sleep is important, man. Get some good rest. Um, get y'all work done, and yeah, we're gonna be tapping back in, y'all. Much love to everybody who pulled up. Thank Cornell. Thank you to everybody. And yeah, that's my final piece.
Yeah, appreciate you,
Facts.
Joe, man. Talk to you soon, bro.
All
Nice
right,
meeting
y'all.
y'all. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, so my camera overheated, but I still was recording the audio. It's a long conversation, but it's a lot of information to be dropped. You feel me? It's a lot, like he was saying, man. It's history in the making, man. That's why I gotta post it on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because in a few years from now, like people gonna see like the groundwork that we laid in order to be where we're at. You feel me? It's like the time that I spend to educate myself, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people say that they don't have the time to educate themselves. They don't, you know what I mean? They just don't really understand what's going on right now and what the opportunity is being presented. You feel me? It's like they were saying today on 19 Keys and motherfucking Earn Your Leisure. They was talking today, and they was talking about how like this is the big gap right now. It's like in 5-10 years, either you're gonna be wealthy or you're gonna be super poor, right? If you didn't take this time in this gap to educate yourself, to build something worth having long term, whether that's your mind, your body, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Your education, your mind, your body, like you're gonna fall behind, right? And it's gonna be hard to get back on top. But I mean, anything's possible when you put your mind to it. But it's like, make sure y'all using your time wisely, man. Don't be wasting your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we take for granted all this information that we have at our fingertips. Like, I've never wanted to learn so much in my life in terms of learning myself, learning about financial literacy, learning about health, learning about just everything, learning about my history, you feel me, learning about my culture, learning about, you know what I'm saying, the mind, the soul, you feel me? So it's like, use this time to just get better, man. And I mean that, man. So if you're still here and you're still tapped in, man, I appreciate you for watching this. Even if, you know what I'm saying, even just listen to this. You ain't gotta visually watch it, just be having it playing and soaking in you know, this crypto and this Web3 talk. But give me a like, give me a comment, give me a subscribe, join the Discord, join the fam, man. We're building empires, you feel me? And you know, this is the start. We're building brick by brick. He said I'm gonna be pulling up in a Porsche 911. Go ahead and say, you know, I do love me a Porsche, but I'm also looking at that Corvette. You feel me? But yeah, man, whole lot of love, whole lot of gang. Joe Fit Johnson gang. We out.